Hi, Raheem Sterling, England's most handsome winger.
Okay, Ali.
Okay then, England's most handsome winger. How are you? You had a bit of an impromptu day off yesterday. What did you do?
We just went home, went to see the family, enjoyed a little bit of good sun that we had, and it was nice, to be fair, very nice.
Were you expecting that? How did it come about? Was it a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a surprise, but you know, when you're in England as well, it's so nice. You know, you come to training and you had that nice little day off to see the family just before the tournament starts. It does you the world of good.
So what's the setup like here? Lots been talked about what you had in Russia, but what greeted you when you arrived at your hotel room earlier?
Yeah, lovely smell. The smell from the reception to the rooms was lovely. Nah, to be fair, honestly, the way the guys here have set up, it's really, I feel really relaxed. Can't stop smiling. So yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, we can tell that. Any personal notes from Gareth Southgate this time?
No, he spoke to us as a collective, and just, you know, making us understand how much of a family we are, but at the same time how lucky and proud we should be that we're representing England, like the many has before us.
Absolutely. Listen, there was the concerns obviously about you and your Manchester City teammates, how you'd be feeling after the Champions League final, as well as the Manchester United players and the Europa League final. How has it been? How are you doing?
Yeah, fine. As I said, we had a couple of days before we met up with the team. I'm feeling good. You know, things like this, the tournament, it's all about mentality, really. Yeah, you can play a lot of games, but if mentally you're not happy, if mentally you're a bit down, okay, the tournament could be, you know, physically demanding, but if you're happy and you're raring to go, then that's the most important thing.
How do you do that? How do you distinguish switching from Champions League final to England tournament?
Now, as I said, mentality. It's where your head's at, and you know your mind space, and you know, right now my mindset here is, yeah, just to smile and be happy.
And obviously we are at that time of year where the transfer rumours are swirling about. You've got a tournament to focus on. How do you block all of that kind of speculation out?
Do what they've done before we had social media. Don't check anything, don't look at anything, man. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's a sensible thing to do, I would say. Been lots of questions coming into this tournament about players maybe not being fit, not being on form. How are you feeling? Because you've obviously been involved in those kind of conversations and the season that you've had at Manchester City.
Yeah, this is football. That's part of it, man. And that's the glory of being at being one of the best countries in the world with so much players at stake. But you know, the manager is the manager. He will make his decision at the end of the day. He knows his players more than anyone. And then, yeah, I'm just happy to be in a space where there's so much talented young players.
Yeah, there are so many talented players. Does that in any way make you fear for your spot? You're one of the most senior members of the squad. You've always been a starter for England, and there's this array of talent coming up behind you. How do you look at that?
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I've never actually ever, how can I say, I've started playing when I was 17 years of age. Never ever looked and said, oh, I'm not going to play, I'm not going to play. Like, you just enjoy football, man. It's not that serious. You just have to enjoy it.
It's so true. You have to enjoy it. That's the most important thing. And there certainly feels as if there are some youngsters that have come into the squad that are really enjoying their football. One you know very well in Phil Foden. What's it like? You get to see him training day in, day out. What kind of talent is he?
He's a good football player. He gets on the ball. Yeah, and he makes things happen. That's what you want from a midfielder / winger. You want them to get on the ball. You want them to create chances, and Phil's very good at that.
And in terms of what experience you've been able to give him, you were obviously involved heavily in 2018 in Russia. What have you been able to tell him what to expect, if you like?
To be honest, I don't really need to tell him anything, to be honest with you. I think with young players like himself, he just has to enjoy it. He's the player that, you know, on the field he's, I would say, beyond his years, and he plays really mature. So he just needs to enjoy it, and that's what he does. So I hope he continues to do that.
We always see you enjoying your football, and particularly whenever you play for England as well. How excited are you about the opening game on Sunday against Croatia?
Honestly, I can't wait, man. I actually can't wait. Like, yeah, it's been It's been a long season, but I'm here with England now. Been a good season with Man City. We've won some trophies. Disappointed that we didn't get the Champions League, but it's just something. I'm playing at Wembley. Team's playing at Wembley. Yeah, this for me, this is what dreams are made of, and I'm just going into this with a lovely mindset.
You've got a tattoo of the Wembley Arch on your arm. This is effectively a home tournament as well for you. How much more special does that make it?
Yeah, I said it's a lovely thing, man. Normally when you come with England, you're travelling, you're on a plane, you go somewhere, it's moody, you get to a hotel, the hotel's moody, you're there, you're like, oh yeah, got football to play, you enjoy the football, and you get back to the hotel, it's boring. Come here, somewhere you've been for many years, you know everything about the place, and it's just nice to be on home soil for once, and breathing in some great British air, and the weather's nice outside, and I can't stop smiling. So
yeah, I've noticed that. It's a joy to see you like that, because this is what this kind of tournament is all about, isn't it? It's about enjoying your football and embracing what's going to happen over the next few weeks, hopefully until July the 12th as well. And lots of people talking about the expectations around England. In 2018 there really weren't any, but there are massive expectations now. Do you feel that?
I said, like, with the players that we've got in the squad, I'm a person, like, going into football games, yeah, once upon a time when I first came in the national team, I wouldn't dare to say, like, oh, we should be doing this, we should be doing that, but with the players that we've got, like, I'm honestly, of course, the most important thing is trying to qualify the group, but we want to be challenging. That's no going around anything. We want to be challenging, we want to get to the final. That's the whole reason why the FA and everyone has set up that beautiful building over there somewhere as comfortable as possible. But yeah, we have to be challenging, as simple as that.
Listen, I know your manager, once the tournament starts, doesn't want any more questions taken on taking the knee. You made the decision with the squad to continue. What do you hope happens when we get to Wembley on Sunday, and how important is it that the fans are united behind the team?
Honestly, it's something I didn't even really want to speak on, but yeah, it's just how can I say? If you can't understand the meaning behind it and the cause behind it, then it's a real disappointment to see that. But I don't really even want to go into it too much, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. Something that is much better to go into is your memories of England in a tournament. What was your first memory of England?
Yeah, not my earliest, but my most memorable was, when Joko scored that volley against Sweden. That was my best memory.
Brilliant. And who was your England hero growing up?
My England hero growing up was probably, David Beckham, for sure. David Beckham.
Why?
Just his aura that he had about him, and yeah, he looked the part, and as I said, he was the face that you used to see all the time, but at the same time in big tournaments and stuff, he was there.
Now, it was 9 years ago. Do you remember your first England call-up? Who was the first person you called and told about it?
I think I was in the car. I was in the car on the way back, and I think the first person I called was my mum, for sure. Yeah, the first person was my mum.
Brilliant. Thanks, Raheem.
Thank you.
Love chatting. Chat again soon. Good luck Sunday.